Okay, hi teacher. Today we're going to present a feedback about the most important points of the first unit. So lesson plan. Lesson plan is a guide that helps teachers to create a perfect plan. And this perfect plan has 20 elements. But before that, we need to know some steps to create it. The first one is language acquisition, and this is about how students acquired the knowledge. And the children acquire by listening and imitating. And we need to know some theories that in this case we have 4 important theories that are silent period, input hypothesis, interaction hypothesis, and CLIL. A silent period says that students don't produce the language, but they can understand. For that, we need to be very patient and don't force the students to produce the language. The second, the input hypothesis. This is that students with high level help students which has some less level. And the interaction hypothesis is about face-to-face interaction, and also here students learned from errors, but the teacher need to correct them. And finally, a CLIL, it's the language learned through the content.
Also, we have some theories to teach vocabulary. First, we have BICS. It means Basic Interpersonal Communication Skills. This is for introduce the new vocabulary to the students, but it is important to apply it from first to fourth level. On the other hand, we have CAP. It means Cognitive Academic Language Proficiency. It is a theory or a way that students can use to communicate in an appropriate way, but it is important to apply it from 5th to 7th level of education. Also, we have to take into account some steps to teach vocabulary. First, we have the content obligatory. And those are the words that students need to know because they are gonna use these words in every unit of the lessons. Also, we have a content compatible. These are words that students will find within the content, okay? In each lesson, at the end of the book. Also, we have collocations. These are words that students should know in order to improve their vocabulary because the purpose of that is that they use the vocabulary and also they communicate outside the classroom. So they need these kind of words. And finally, we have words across the curriculum. These are words that students are gonna use in the whole semester. Okay, they will find these words in each subject that they have, also in some content that they are gonna use. And we have resources to plan a lesson that are very important. First, the teacher, also ready-made resources, and teacher-produced resources. It means that sometimes teacher will be the author of the resources that they are going to use in the classroom, but also teacher can use authentic material.
Okay, and now I'm going to present the other important topics about this unit. Is grammar in context. It's important because the teacher and students follow the teach grammar by modeling. This means the modeling needs to develop a correctly way of the learning process because the students follow this modeling and also create the results by the experience and the learning process by homeworks on different activities that the teacher provide for them. Then another topic is language functions. It is very important to develop communication because the language for the students create skills that the students can give examples about the topics that the class present by the teacher. And another is describe the process, express the conditions. And another skill that the students can do is describe the trends. Because it's important the language function, try to develop for the students the speaking skills and maybe try to express the ideas. And then the finally purpose is try to develop a critical thinking. And the last topic is the affective filter. And this is a phase where the students can present during the class with negative emotions. That this is a big problem for the students and teacher because affect the learning process. And these negative emotions can be anxiety, self-doubt, or maybe boredom for the students. And these concepts create a difficult situation for the students during the learning process. Is one advice for this affective filter is to avoid these negative emotions with between the teacher and students when you create a good environment during the classes and try to develop the classes with a good way.
Okay, the next and the final topic is lesson frameworks or lines. What are lesson frameworks? Lesson framework is basically a set of patterns or of stage for you follow in your lessons. Different styles of lesson have different frameworks. Each framework is essentially outlined. You have different activities that you need to do in frameworks. For example, you start with an activity, you do some activity for the class next, and next you have some activities for the final. In this case, we have some frameworks that I want to share about the information that we can find in the videos. The first framework is Universal Design of the Learning. The second is Block Taxonomy. The number 3 is Deep of Knowledge, DOC. And the number 4 is 5E. The UDL, Universal Design of Learning. We need to understand about this framework that we have same opportunities for the students. We have equal opportunities for each student. And this framework serve the needs of all learners. We have some benefits about this framework. The first is challenging and achieve. The second is remove barriers, and the number 3 is strangers, students strangers. We have different stages about this universal design of learning. The number 1 is representation, the number 2 is expression, and the number 3 is engagement. The next lesson framework is Block Taxonomy. Block Taxonomy is a toolbox that teacher or a student can use to classify and organize learning objectives. Its most popular version is based on the cognitive theory. In this case, we have some stage. 6 stage. The number 1 is remember, number 2 understand, number 3 is apply, and number 4 analyze, number 5 evaluate, and number 6 create. The next framework is a deep of knowledge, in this case DOC. DOC of deep of knowledge refers to the depth of understanding required to answer or explain an assignment related in or a classroom activity. The concept of deep of knowledge was developed in 1990s through research by Norman L. Webb. We have some steps. The number 1 is recall and reproduction. Number 2, application of a skill and concepts. Number 3, strategies thinking. And number 4, extended thinking. And the last one is 5E. We know about this lesson framework is based on the constructivism theory. We can find 5 different stages. Number 1 is engaged, and number 2 explore, number 3 explain, number 4 elaborate, and number 5 evaluate. These are all the information that we can find in the unit number 1. Thank you.
Good morning, teacher. We are going to present a lesson plan based on DOC framework. First, we have the name of the teachers, the school year that is preschooler, the course is second, level, the area is foreign language, and subject English. We have the time for this class, 1 hour, and the number of the students, 35. The recent topic work is colors, and the recent language work is colors. The aim is to achieve that students acquired a complete and critical knowledge about colors, because this is centered in colors. The objectives are students will be able to name the colors and identify the different colors through drawing, videos, music, and booklets of colors. The assessment is previous grades in the subject range from 7-10 points, and the age range of the students varies from 5 to 7 years old. The anticipated problems that teacher A maybe know is that the student A has a behavioral difficulty. For example, imperativeness, because teacher in the first day they have to know what is the general behavior of the students inside the classroom, so they can teachers can anticipate this kind of problems. The scope and content. The context is basic content about colors. The reception is videos about colors. We are gonna use YouTube and Discovery Kids channel. Also, students have to know the primary colors, not all the colors, because they acquire this knowledge in the other levels. But now they gonna acquire primary colors and basic concepts, obviously, about colors. We have these types at the end of the lesson. And pedagogical methods. First, we are going to make a presentation of a video. This is a kind of introduction. Later, we are going to have an interaction, okay? So students in pairs, they are gonna interact about what is your favorite color, and also support for individual and group work. And this is a kind of feedback that a teacher are gonna make. And maybe some teachers individually needs or have some questions, so maybe they prefer to answer just the teacher and not in the whole class. And finally, a review of study method with worksheets and flashcards. Okay, we have different worksheets or activities that are very easy and students can make in some kind of minutes that it is according to the teacher. And finally, teachers' expectations. At first, the classroom environment maybe are going to be harmonious during the development of the class, because as I mentioned before, the teacher previously know how is the development or the behavior of the students. And later, students learn what? The primary colors, and recognize the colors from the list provided by the teacher. So the activities, the introduction, and all the teacher do before this homework, for example, are based in the colors.
Okay, continue with the steps for this lesson plan about colors. Learning activities will have playing the video. The title of this video is What's Your Favorite Color? And now I'm going to show you the video that you need to show for understand that the students need to see. Okay, this is the video that the students see during the class, the first video.
My favorite color's blue. How about you? How about you? My favorite color's blue. How about you? How about you?
Red.
My favorite color's red. I like red. I like red. My favorite color's red. I like red. I like red. Colors, colors. What's your favorite color? Colors, colors. What's your favorite color?
Green.
My favorite color's green. I like green. I like green. My favorite color's green.
Okay, that is the video. In the video, you can see an important question for the student is what's your favorite color? And after that, the video explain about the different color that the children identified in the song. After the video, the students and the teacher will have a description on the video among with us, and another is reinforcement of the team. And after that, when the video that explaining about the colors and the importance, the students receive a colors worksheet, and then that you can see in annex number 3 in the last part of this lesson plan. And another step is homework, and for this part, the students receive a worksheet where the students paint their hands, right and left. I put this information in English and Spanish because it's important to use the correct language for this level of these students. And using watercolors according to the color that is mentioned in the paper. You can see this homework in annex number 2. And another step is the differentiation of learning. That is an example that my partner mentioned before. We have the different type of the students that is the teachers need to identify previously the class. And for this student A that with imperativism's case, you can use creative materials like paper, watercolors, and so on for develop of the activities. It's important to enjoy with the students all the class. It's important to maintain the work together. And the progression in learning is reinforced vocabulary learning through oral repetition on the list of colors assigned by the teacher. It's important to develop the oral repetition with the students and try to pronounce correctly the vocabulary, in this case, the basic colors, the primary colors for the students. And the other curriculum links for this lesson plan, you can see kids songs, and baby TV. This is YouTube channels that you can see a lot of videos about the same topic. And the time for this lesson plan is 1 hour session in 1 week. It's important to develop the time and spend the time correctly for different types of the class. And the space the teachers can develop the class in classroom and contribute because during the classroom you can put different materials with colors, and the contrary, you can create in the students a relation with the nature and good environment that the students will see the basic colors. And the resources that the teacher used for this lesson plan is a video on YouTube and PowerPoint presentation that refers of the topic, and worksheets that the students can develop the knowledge, and the colors and didactic materials for the different situations that the class can present. The language for this lesson plan is English and Spanish. For this level of the students, you can use the two languages for the teacher can understand better. And ancillary stuff, the teacher can produce extra copy of flashcards, a top recorder, extra small sound speaker for the students can understand better the colors and the video. And the last one is watercolors for the others activities. Okay.
Okay, and now about some risk. This is basically some problems that we can find during the class. As examples, we have a bad internet connection, students in poor health, extracurricular educational programs, and lack of teaching materials. And now the assessment. The assessment is an activity that the students are going to develop during the class. It's called caterpillar color matching. And for evaluation methods, we produce here for the teacher to bring a summary to know if the lesson plan is meaningful to the students. So we have some questions about: did they learn the vocabulary assigned to them? Was the time allotted sufficient? Were the activities presented of interest to the students? And the atmosphere during the class was adequate? And finally, review procedure. It means that at the end of the unit, this helps us to know if the students are understanding the vocabulary.
Okay. In this lesson plan, we use a framework based on the dog framework with cognitive content. We have different levels that we need to do in the class. The first level is recall and reproductions with 20 minutes. The teacher activity in this level is the teacher is going to provide a video song about the colors. And the students' activity is students are going to watch a video and they are going to recognize the colors. The second level is skills and concepts with 20 minutes. The teacher activity is the teacher is going to make feedback using PowerPoint presentations. In this case, the teacher use visual activity, and the students activity, the caterpillar color matchings. We can find this activity in the annex number 3. And the level number 3, strategies thinking with 20 minutes. The teacher activity is the teacher is going to present the next situation, imagines a world without color. In this case, the teacher needs to talk with the students and imagines the similar situation in this world. The student activity is the student will start thinking about the situation, and they are going to identify the importance of the colors. And the last level, the number 4, is extended thinking, and the teacher activity is the teacher teach them they can use their knowledge in their daily routines, and the students activity is apply everything they learn to identify the colors in their daily routines.
Okay, here we have the PowerPoint presentation that we are going to use during the class. In this one, we have different colors, and in each color have different things according to the color. And for this, it's very important because with this, students are going to understand better the color, and they are going to relationate it with the different things around them.
Okay, we have the annex number 2. In this case, we provide the students with 2 worksheets that they need to do the activity. In this case, is going to paint their hands with watercolor according to the color mentioned below. This activity is very good because they can use their hands, they can use different materials like watercolors, and they can touch and they can see the color, in this case, blue, yellow, or other color that they can need to do in this activity.
Okay, and this is the activity that we are going to use after the PowerPoint presentation with the students. It's a short activity where the students need to code the circles, and they need to match according to the color that is in the caterpillar color matching. And this is all. This is our lesson plan based on the dog framework.